All right, guys, the heat wave continues. Gotta work inside a lot. Makes it a bit of a pain. I like to push stuff outside and weld out there and stuff, but we just keep on having 100+ days. It's just too hot. I might bring it outside for a little bit, but it's a lot of the stuff I'm going to do in here. And I start, doing stuff with a torch, and it gets smoky in here. I gotta let the air out. Plus, it's all smoky outside right now because of the wildfires. In fact, when I was on the road, I was all the way to Texas, and there was smoke all the way through New Mexico, all the way into El Paso area, and I think beyond that. But a little bit further along, there was a lot of rain, so I think that cleaned up the air. But that's how far the smoke is from California. It's just crazy out there. Let's look outside for a second. So nothing but brown. You can't see the mountains. Nothing. You could usually see the mountains over here, and you can't see anything. It's just smoke. Alright, so it's a little hard to film right in here, but I got this thing cut, sliced here, and then lapped it over the other. That would be easy to fix. And then just kind of spot weld it along there. Got the Porter Power holding it into position. And the funny thing is, when you put the straight edge, it's straight. So if you put it over here where it's not right, you see the gap underneath there? Yeah, that's what I was talking about. This thing's set too high. I mean, it's not set too high, it's just not made right. So anyway, had hopefully my measurements right. I measured it and went by an 1/8 inch top and bottom. That seemed to work on the other one, right? So I'll just go with that. Let's see how it goes. Well, I got that far. Ran out of gas. Gotta go to the welding supply. Right, so I got this thing here shortened 1/4 of an inch. And now the treasure chest door fits. It's got plenty of room. In fact, I gave myself an extra 1/16. Figured I'd rather have a little bit too wide of a gap than have it not work, right? So, bad news is, these skins, they used to have the skins for these at Wilsburg West and some of the other suppliers around here, but, you know, they all come from the same place in Taiwan that makes these floors. And for some reason, I called them and they said they will not be getting these in for, not until December or something like that, maybe or later. So, you know, and then I look on the Samba to see what's for sale and, you know, used ones. And the problem is, let's say I find a used one that's, you know, $400 or something ridiculous like that, which I'm not going to spend $400 on this. But, and Classic Fab has the skins, $2 1/4 for the skin, $85 at Wilsburg West plus shipping. You add the shipping costs on top of that. It's kind of pricey, so for a skin. And then if I want the whole door from them, it's $500 for this door. I mean, I think that's just, I don't get the cost of that. Sorry, Gerson. I'm just thinking that that's kind of out of line. I don't think it's that hard to make these, and maybe they're not that much of a demand, but if I can get one for $85 at Wolfsburg, maybe that would, you know, if they had them in stock, to me would, you know, be reasonable. I think 225 is kind of a little high. Okay, for a skin. That's just kind of crazy. It's just a square skin. It's not compounded, and it doesn't have, you know, like the door skins. I understand those are $200. This, I just think it's kind of out of line. But anyway, so the question is this, okay, so let's say the options. I could buy one of these, a used one, and remember, I still have to narrow it this much, where that is like 8 inches, something like that. I have to narrow it 8 inches. So if I bought one, it's not going to fit. I have to rework it and narrow it and make it work on this single cab. And it's going to have a, looking at them, you know, $180, a lot of rust, a lot of issues. Then got to pay for shipping. Add that in there, and especially when you pay for shipping from Classic Fab, then you're talking about, you know, a ridiculously high price for this door. So I think the best option at this point is to try and fix what I have. This thing is in terrible condition. I mean, this is, I was planning on just fixing the frame and then rolling a skin on it, which would be fairly easy to do. So I have to kind of look at this. Let's take a look here. What can be saved? So it's got rust holes all along here. It's got rust holes up to here. The vents are actually the hard part, and they're in pretty good shape. So I think what I can do is just cut across here, cut straight across here, pull this outer skin off, fix the frame the best I can, And maybe I can save this part up here. I gotta strip it and see. I don't know. There's some holes here which are above. If they were down below this, you know, that'd be fine, but they're above it. So, you know, and you know, trying to make this whole skin is going to be a pain, you know, by hand. When you have a stamp, you know, that's how I'm going up. Okay, you got the stamp and you're charging how much? Come on, you know. Get out of the stratosphere, man. I think that's just crazy. $200. Anybody else think that's crazy? $225, I think it is. And I could probably get a discount, but he probably wouldn't get one after I made this video. Be like, oh, what? You're talking shit about my parts. And no, I'm just saying the price, dude. It's, to me, it's a little bit out of line, especially when I can get one from Wolfsburg when they have them in stock for $85. Okay, and I don't have to pay for shipping. Somebody else, it might be worth it, but not to me. So, got to make this bottom, and that's going to be a pain. Because I kind of need this, you know, I need this to be on and fitting, okay, before I can paint inside here. And I need this painted before I can put the bed tops on. I need to put the bed tops on before I put on that panel. Apparently, this, if you look here, the floors go up against here and then underneath this panel. So I figure, I mean, I could lap it the other way, but, you know, since I've got it apart, I might as well do it the way it was done originally, right? I guess. I don't know. Just kicking this around, this is kind of a pain. This is a real nightmare. Plus, my source for the doors pretty much diminished. They're the ones that they got from the silver ones right now are sprung when they put them on the sample car. So apparently the ones that you know, so they're not going to carry them. So I'm going to have to probably go with plastic fab on the doors. And I got to check into that right now. So, and that's, you know, like I said, it's a little cheaper to go through classic fab, and they sell them in pieces. They sell the frame, and then they sell the skin separate. And the reason they do that, people wonder, why don't they just make them in a door, is because they can use the same door shell, okay, to make the early ones, which are different. You know, there's the early, and then there's the mid-year, which is the mid-year. It has the ice pick door handle, but it has a recessed, a reveal for where the door handle is, and it's different. And then they have the 60, what is it? Well, 64 had those. 64 had a different one, I think, too. So there's the 64 ones, and then there's the ones for, I don't know, I've never had to buy them, so I don't remember. But I put them on. I just repaired them. But then there's a later 65 and later. I think they had different doors. So 63 and 4 I think had the same doors. 61, 60 to 61, 62 had the same doors, and then they had like 4 different sets. But that's how they can make one door shell and then make all the skins, and they don't have to inventory a whole door, you know. So it costs them less money, so it makes sense, you know. That I understand. Now this I have a problem with. Don't understand it. All right, well, it's because there's not very many of them, blah blah blah, whatever. Hey, all the excuses you want. I think it's too much. Anybody else agree? Anybody think they'll come off? I don't know. Huh. I sprayed them a while back. So that's one. The early ones, so they're hard to find. Looks like both of them are going to come off. Well, I actually did straighten the crown out of that pretty good. Might have a little bit left, but it's good enough. Needless to say, these here, they didn't make it. But I got an idea. I think I'm going to make something. I'm going to bend these. And I'm just going to make these with the, something like, it won't be square like that, but I'll make something with the bead roller. Just run a piece of metal through there and put a little bead on it. That'll probably work. Got a slight mess going on here. Got some cleaning to do. So I kind of need to pull this thing out and kind of start over again. Just tools, not going to explain it. Not something for me. Anyway, I'm going to pull this outside and then going to finish reorganizing my tools that were put somewhere. Anyway, but then I'm going to get busy on more of this. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm kind of ambivalent whether I should just do the front end, just finish out the nose, get that done real quick, or I should just work on that thing. Yeah, that's going to take a long time to fix that. And I still got to do these and clean these up and de-rustify them, weld up all this little garbage here. Because they have the holes already drilled in them for the thing. Kind of make it a little bit easier for me to figure out how to put this back together. I think this one goes up here. So I gotta put that one up there. The other one back here because it has the holes for the plate, for the pump and all that. Yeah, I'll figure all that out real quick. And then I'll put this back together, the back together. Once I get all this all back together and all the little details of everything, then I can start thinking about putting that quarter on. Maybe I can actually just kind of going around figuring out all the stuff I can do. I got to weld those in. I think I'm just going to go with where they're at. They'll be fine. Just going to weld them in. I think they'll be, I don't see any other way to put them. I don't think they were butted up tight against the back, but could have been, but I don't think so. And they seem to line up with the gas tank lines up, so that's all that matters to me, really. And then I got to figure out those dividers, how to weld those in, how to make them line up or whatever. That's going to take a little bit of time. All the stuff right here, the little stuff, is going to take me a lot of time. So the next videos might not show a lot getting done. It might just show little stuff getting done. Unless I do the nose. And then that'll go down pretty quick, actually. Yeah, because I got all the parts. I didn't have to make anything. Making parts is what takes a lot of time. I'm making stuff like this quarter is really not that hard to make. It doesn't take that long. Got to finish that too, but it really doesn't make sense to finish the whole thing when I'm not going to put it on right away. I got to take it back off right now to weld some more stuff in there, do some more sanding, do some more seam sealer. I got to finish and put some filler in where the welds were in the front. I ground them all off camera. Got those all ready to go. Do I get you guys a little closer to that? Yep, got that all ready. I gotta fix the corners here. I think I need to put a little L piece in there and weld it in. Like I said, all that little stuff takes a lot of time and doesn't produce much. So anyway, I think that's it for this video. We'll just roll it, and then I got so much time here. Just got back in town. My back's hurting, so I'm not getting that much done right now. Just from, I don't know, it's from the driving or getting in and out of the car all the time. And then just did a little bit of work here, and then all of a sudden it got worse. So it'll get better. Just keep working, right? Some guys stop working when it's like, no, I keep working, and then after a few days it gets better no matter what I do. If I sit down, do nothing, or if I work, it still gets better. As long as I don't push it too hard and make it worse. Usually it just starts to get better. All right, let's take a look over here. Yeah, looking good there. Anyway, yeah, every time it's like I got to clean this out right now because, but I got to wait till like tomorrow. So I'm going to do a little bit of stuff and then I'm going to start cleaning out the garage. But I got to have this thing outside. It's supposed to be cooler right now. It doesn't feel any cooler. It doesn't feel like it's, they said, oh yeah, it's only going to be 90 this week. It's like, it doesn't feel cool at all. It feels hot. So it's not very good. So it's slowing me down a bit. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.